Hi, Kenneth, Brent. This was a great topic, and I know you talked about that it also was a bit challenging. I can see exactly why it would be challenging. And you talked about religion. You were the first person, let me mute that. You were the first person to pull religion into it, which I thought was fascinating because at each level, different people brought different things into it. Somebody brought SES into it, just poverty and wealth and all that. So I thought that was an interesting side of diversity. And you brought religion into it, which I thought was interesting. And you can also add age. So diversity is really not about a minority as far as race. It encompasses everything. Diversity is the uniqueness that we all possess, and it makes us all interesting and different. I thought that the way you looked at it was interesting, and how you kind of processed it, your reflection on it was really nice. So I'm looking at my notes here. I do think you need to, when we talk about gender, and I'm going to give you some examples as far as myself as a school administrator, I can tell you that once I earned the respect of faculty, it was fairly easy. But there is a difference when an audience gives respect to a male than when they give it to a female. As a female, we have to jump through a whole lot more hoops to earn the same respect that a male gets because they get it automatically. Most males are considered automatic leaders. Women are not. So we have to prove, we have to earn that respect. And it's a challenge. So do realize that still exists. That's not changed. I talk to female school administrators still a good bit, and it still exists. So our role as administrators is to acknowledge that, to know that there's privilege that does exist, and that we have to be conscious of that throughout everything that we do. You talked about fairness, and I guess I wrote a comment to myself, is this the same as equity? What exactly do you mean when you say fairness? Are you saying things are equitable? Are you saying things are equal? What exactly do you mean by fairness? I like the idea that you talked about creating teams and building relationships within those teams. That kind of creates the culture of openness and no favoritism, and you use that term again, to be fair to all or equitable to all, however you meant that. And I do agree. I think that's one way of building respect. I also think it's another way, when we talked about this transgender case, I thought one of your colleagues did an excellent job. She basically said that would go to a leadership team. And there would be three components of it, in her opinion. One being, what is it that the student actually needs? Two being, what is it that we actually have that we can offer as far as services to the student? And three is, how do we protect the student then? Because there's going to be backlash from other students or backlash from the community and parents. So I thought giving the leadership team those three focuses, parameters, was just superb. Because first of all, you're trusting them to work together and come up with a solution, but then you're also guiding it, facilitating it as an administrator. And I think this is critical. So yeah, you have to follow the law, and you can network with other administrators, as you said, to find solutions, but think internally as well, because another principal can tell you how they handled it, but your situation might be unique and different, diverse. So pay attention to what's going on in your particular situation and then address that. Anyway, you had great reflection, some of the best reflection you've offered to me. I thought you did a great job, and I enjoyed it, appreciated it, and thanks for sharing.